National Electrical Code Article 300.15 addresses wiring above hung ceilings. Subparagraph A, General, states where luminaires or other equipment are installed above hung ceilings and access to the luminaires or equipment is necessary for maintenance or replacement, wiring shall be installed as specified in subparagraphs A through G of this section. Article 300.15b, Continuity and Support, states wiring shall be supported in accordance with this code. While the NEC does not explicitly state that outlets cannot be installed above lay-in ceilings, it requires wiring to be supported. The NEC defines support as the means of holding electrical conductors in place in an orderly manner, and includes cable trays, other suitable raceways, straps, hangers, or similar devices. A lay-in ceiling is not a suitable support for electrical conductors because it is not designed to hold them in place securely, especially over time or if the ceiling tiles are moved. Based on the NEC requirements for support, it is generally considered against code to install outlets above lay-in ceilings because they cannot be properly supported. The intent of the NEC is to ensure electrical installations are safe and reliable. This includes proper support of wiring to prevent strain on connections, physical damage to conductors, and potential fire hazards. Allowing wiring to rest on lay-in ceiling tiles is not considered a secure or reliable method of support. Firstly, the weight of the wiring can cause the ceiling tiles to sag or even fall, creating a safety hazard. Secondly, movement of the ceiling tiles during maintenance or repairs can damage the wiring, leading to electrical problems. Thirdly, the NEC requires that wiring be accessible for inspection and maintenance. Wiring that is concealed above a lay-in ceiling and not properly supported is difficult to access and inspect. Several methods can be used to properly support wiring above a lay-in ceiling. These include using cable trays, conduit, straps, and hangers. Cable trays are a common method of supporting large runs of cable. They are typically made of metal and are suspended from the building structure. Conduit is a rigid metal or plastic tubing that protects wiring from damage. It is typically attached to the building structure with straps or hangers. Straps and hangers can be used to support individual cables or groups of cables. They are typically attached to the building structure with screws or bolts. When installing wiring above a lay-in ceiling, it is important to follow all applicable NEC requirements. This includes ensuring that the wiring is properly supported, that it is accessible for inspection and maintenance, and that it is protected from damage. In addition to the NEC requirements, local codes may also apply. It is important to check with the local electrical inspector to ensure that the installation meets all applicable requirements. To elaborate further on the specific NEC articles, let's delve into the details. Article 300 covers wiring methods in general. Section 300.15 specifically addresses boxes, conduit bodies, or fittings where conductors enter raceways or cables. This section emphasizes the need for proper connections and protection of conductors at entry points to prevent damage and ensure electrical continuity. While it doesn't directly prohibit outlets above lay-in ceilings, it sets the stage for understanding the importance of secure and code-compliant wiring practices. Now, focusing on the support requirements, the NEC mandates that wiring be supported in a manner that prevents physical damage, undue strain on conductors and terminals, and ensures the long-term integrity of the electrical system. Article 314 addresses junction boxes, pull boxes, and conduit bodies, which are often used in conjunction with outlets. It specifies requirements for box fill, conductor bending space, and secure mounting. Again, while not directly forbidding outlets above lay-in ceilings, it underscores the importance of proper installation practices to maintain safety and reliability. Think about the practical implications of unsupported wiring above a lay-in ceiling. Over time, the weight of the cables can cause them to sag, putting stress on the connections at the outlet. This can lead to loose connections, arcing, and potentially a fire hazard. Furthermore, if the ceiling tiles are moved or removed for maintenance, the unsupported wiring can be easily damaged, creating a shock hazard. The NEC emphasis on support aims to prevent these scenarios and ensure the safety of people and property. Therefore, Electrical inspectors often interpret the NEC support requirements to mean that outlets above lay and ceilings must be independently supported, not relying on the ceiling grid or tiles for support. This can be achieved by using various methods, such as attaching the outlet box to the building structure with appropriate hardware, or using a support system that is specifically designed for suspending electrical equipment above ceilings. Consider a scenario where an outlet is installed above a lay and ceiling to power a projector or other device. If the outlet box is simply resting on the ceiling tile, it is not adequately supported. The weight of the projector and the tension on the power cord can cause the outlet box to shift or even fall, potentially damaging the projector and creating a safety hazard. A better approach would be to install a dedicated support system for the outlet box, such as a unistrut channel or a threaded rod suspended from the building structure. This would provide a secure and stable platform for the outlet box, ensuring that it is properly supported and that the wiring is protected from damage. It's also important to consider the type of wiring used above lay and ceilings. The NEC specifies different wiring methods for different applications, and it's crucial to choose the appropriate wiring method for the specific installation. For example, flexible metal conduit, or FMC, is often used for connecting outlets to the branch circuit wiring. FMC provides mechanical protection for the conductors and allows for some flexibility in routing the wiring. However, FMC must be properly supported at intervals specified in the NEC. Another common wiring method is armored cable, or AC cable, which consists of conductors enclosed in a flexible metal sheath. AC cable also requires proper support to prevent sagging and damage. In addition to the support requirements, the NEC also addresses the issue of access to electrical equipment. Section 110.26 of the NEC requires that sufficient access and working space be provided around electrical equipment to allow for safe and convenient operation and maintenance. This means that outlets and other electrical equipment installed above lay and ceilings must be readily accessible for inspection, testing, and repairs. If the equipment is not easily accessible, it can be difficult to identify and correct problems, potentially leading to more serious issues. To ensure proper access, it may be necessary to install access panels or doors in the ceiling. These access panels should be large enough to allow a qualified electrician to safely reach and work on the electrical equipment. Furthermore, the access panels should be clearly labeled to indicate the presence of the electrical equipment. Keep in mind that the NEC is a living document that is constantly updated to reflect changes in technology and industry best practices. It's essential for electrical contractors and installers to stay up to date on the latest NEC requirements to ensure that their installations are safe and code compliant. This can be achieved by attending training courses, reading industry publications, and consulting with local electrical inspectors. The NEC is not intended to be a rigid set of rules that must be followed blindly. Rather, it's a set of guidelines that are designed to promote safety and prevent electrical hazards. The electrical inspectors are responsible for interpreting the NEC and ensuring that electrical installations meet the intent of the code. In some cases, there may be alternative methods of achieving the same level of safety and compliance. Electrical contractors should work closely with electrical inspectors to find solutions that meet the specific needs of the project while still adhering to the NEC requirements. The NEC provides tables for calculating box fill. Box fill refers to the amount of space occupied by conductors, devices, and fittings within an electrical box. The NEC specifies maximum box fill limits to prevent overcrowding, which can lead to damaged conductors, loose connections, and overheating. It is important to calculate box fill accurately to ensure that the electrical box is not overloaded. The NEC also provides guidelines for conductor bending space at terminals. Conductor bending space refers to the amount of space required to bend conductors inside an electrical box or enclosure so that they can be properly connected to terminals. The NEC specifies minimum bending space requirements to prevent damage to conductors and ensure that they can be easily connected and disconnected. Following these guidelines ensures a safe and reliable electrical installation.